Hey everyone. This week I decided to focus on transgender inmates. We don't have any transgender inmates at the jail as of right now, but we did have a transgender inmate that had transitioned from male to female. Um, this was kind of a big issue at our jail because not that she's transgender, but just that we don't have the resources or the space for somebody that doesn't identify with their assigned gender. And it's not because we're not trying, it's just the jail that I work at, unfortunately, is over 100 years old. So when it was built, there weren't really areas built for those that didn't identify with their assigned gender and came into uh, and that were incarcerated. So this is something that like we're seeing more of now. A lot of like I've seen a few transgender inmates coming in, and the biggest issue is finding out where to put them, just because we can't segregate them because then that becomes a human rights issue. Um, but then also we want to make sure they're safe and that the people that they're going to be living with are safe. So the inmate that has transitioned to female that came into the institution, head office gave us this brilliant idea that we should put her in the female unit during the day and then at nighttime secure her in a cell by herself. Um, the argument there is that she won't be able to fornicate with other inmates at nighttime because apparently you only have sex at night. Obviously, people that work at the jail that work the floor and know how the jail runs kind of put a stop to that because that idea doesn't make any sense or work. I think the other thing too is like um, it's not just male and females, like women can also have sex together. So I think that was kind of like just clearly people that work in head office that have never worked in a jail or jail setting, making decisions and policies that shouldn't be, which is also concerning. Um, because these are the people that are going to make the decision at the end of the day, and those decisions don't make any sense. So um, that's been kind of an issue lately. We have discussed uh, just trying to find other ideas, like getting her out to be with the females maybe during the day for a couple hours, and then going back and staying in a segregated cell at nighttime. But again, like that could cause human rights issues. Um, our biggest thing was trying to get her transferred to another institution that's strictly female that has more resources where they can house her in an area with other transgender females, um, that just is easier and makes more sense. But it's really hard to transfer inmates between institutions, even if it makes sense and even if they have the resources. um, it's almost like they'll trade an inmate, but we have to take an inmate. Like it can never just be like this makes sense for the person and so we should do this for them. It's more like back alley deals between upper management. So that makes it difficult as well to make sure that some of these inmates are getting proper treatment and getting the resources that they need. um, Unfortunately, while she was with us, she mostly stayed in segregation because we just couldn't put her anywhere. um, there did come a time where we had these cells called dissociative cells, which is basically just a very small day area and then two segregation cells. So we were able to get her out in those kind of situations, and lock the other inmate up. So she still had access to a day area, but I wouldn't say it was meaningful interaction or any type of actual socialization that was appropriate while she was with us at the jail. Um, this is something that's, I think, ongoing uh, with jails across the province, just trying to figure out how we can manage these situations better. And I'm hoping that we'll come up with better solutions for the future because I think we're going to be seeing more more transgendered inmates in the future, and eventually we're not going to be able to keep them all in seg. We're going to have to find ways to put them in proper living units. So I'm hoping